Hello everyone, this is the start of week 3 of our summer learning plan. In this video, we'll be talking about using the gear tool, importing VEX parts, and creating custom shortcuts. So to get started with the gear tool, you have to press S and type in add. You go to the spur gear script. There'll be a C++ option and a Python option. Just choose whichever one works with your computer because they do the same thing. Once you double click that, you're going to get this input box. In here, you could input all the constraints of your gear, and as long as everything is the same except for the number of teeth, gear thickness, and hole diameter of those two gears, it'll just work. So, since we want 24 teeth, we'll just say OK, and then it creates a gear for us. Now here you can see that there's a line, and we'll get to that in a second. I'll just add another one. Boom. So there's two gears, and you see how it says spur gear and then the teeth number so that we know which one's which. And since we have two of the same ones, it'll say one next to the other one. And so how gears work, you want these lines to pretty much be tangent to each other. And to do that, we don't really actually need any constraints on the gears because they don't really serve any purpose in ArcAds. So what we will do, we'll press I for measure or inspect, press that, and since we want the diameter, we'll click that to copy, and we'll press M for move. Then we'll press the second gear, and then press this axis, because that's how much we want to move. Paste it in, and then boom, they're pretty much tangent. And don't worry about how the gears look right now, because as long as we get the distance of these two holes right, they're just gonna work in the real world when we build it in the shop. Alright, so next we will be talking about importing VEX parts. To import parts from VEX Pro, we'll have to first go to the VEX Pro website, and we'll search up what we want. We're gonna need OmniWheels, and let's say we just wanna, that is not the right one. Let's say we want a 6-inch wheel. So we'll scroll down, find these tabs, and click CAD files. Normally these previews would work, but right now I don't think they seem to be working. So since we know we want 6-inch, we'll just hit download. You see it downloads into a step file, which is what we want. Alright, once that is done downloading, we'll create a new folder, downloads. And this just keeps us organized and separate our components from VEX Pro's or other downloaded components. We're going to press upload, select files, and then that's the step file we just downloaded. We'll press open, and we'll just hit upload. Here you can see the status, and if you press close, it still keeps the status bar over here, so you can still work on other stuff on the window. And if you want to look at it again, you can open it again, and so on. So we'll just wait for that to upload. Once the file is done uploading, you can double click and see that it has successfully imported into our CAD. And let's say we were in a assembly file and we're just creating some random things. We would want to drag the file into our window to get the OmniWheel into this place. It'll automatically select the move function, so you can drag it anywhere. And if you see, once you do that, it'll stay there, but if you try to drag it by anything, it'll just all be separated. So to fix that problem, we'll go back to our file, press rigid group, we'll press the very first one, scroll down to the very last one, press shift, and then press it. This selects everything in between, and we'll just say OK and save. Now, once you change a file that's nested within, you'll have to press this to update it. Once it's updated, boom, they're all connected. Creating shortcuts for Fusion 360 can improve the time that it takes for you to CAD an object, which creates a better productivity within the team. So to do that, you're gonna have to press down arrow of whatever you want to put. Let's say we want to get a chamfer. So since this one doesn't have any key shortcuts yet, we'll press that, change keyboard shortcut, and let's say we want K to do that. We'll press OK, and if we have imaginary, we'll press K, and then boom, chamfer comes up right away. Now, for each and every person it might be different, but for me, I like to have a lot of the functions on the left side of the keyboard and have most of the movement stuff on my right hand, which is the mouse. So if I want to go on the sketch, I would have line on my mouse button, and then I would have, for example, Shift L. Since L is on my right hand, none of my hands are actually moving off of anything. So then that makes a straight line. And things like that, that just creates less movement for your hands, would probably make your CADing experience a bit faster. So things like these, you can add combinations of keys. So for example, I put Shift T for tangent. So if I want to make this tangent to each other, I would just press Shift T and then select those two, and then they're tangent. For this week's assignment, we will have 3 parts. For part A, we will have to import a 775 Pro motor from the VexPro website, which looks like this. And for part B, you will have to play around and see which customization works best for you. And for part C, you will have to create 2 gears with different teeth numbers and place them in a way it'll work in real life, meaning the space between each center of the gears will be correct.